Hello everyone, Super Mustache Pika here, and welcome back to Dragon Quest III: Seeds of Salvation. In the last episode, we had rescued Rubis from the Tower of Rubis, acquired the best armor in the game for the hero, and acquired the Sacred Amulet, which is the third item we need to be able to get access to Zoma's castle. In today's episode, we have two more areas to visit, but in today's episode, we're going to visit the last town. As you can see, I've already visited there off screen, but I'll show you how to get there. So this is the last place in the game, the last village in the game. And I'll talk about more when we get there, but we got to deal with our typical enemies, some more ghouls. I'm using the Stormlord sword because that casts Kafrizzle. Or not Kafrizzle, Kasizzle. Kafrizzle is, I think, the single targeting. Sizzle is the multi-targeting, so yeah. So we're going to use that. It's going to deal out some pretty decent damage. I had Kuroken use the Thunderbolt Blade because that casts Kaboom, I believe. And to clarify, because I think I talked about it a while ago, the Sword of Kings used as an item casts as Kaswoosh. So yeah. Got a couple people dazzled. And at the time that I'm recording this, I have completed recording the game. So this LP, sadly, is going to be coming to an end soon. But it's not over yet, so here we keep getting into these fights. I'm going to use... where is it? Yeah, Kasizzle, yeah. Kasizzle and the Stormlord sword, same spell. This should take them out pretty quick. I should have edited out these fights, but then if I did that, this video would probably only be like 8 minutes long. And nobody seems to mind that I keep the battles in, so... But yeah, as I mentioned, I finished recording the game, so the remainder of the game. And now we're just getting this finished up. But anyways, Cole is the closest place to go. I could have left Cantlin, but I would have had to walk around. And we just basically have to go around the island. Here we fight some tentacular. Basically the strongest form of the king of the giant squid. These guys are they can be kind of nasty. Until you cast Kabuff, and then that's, against Sadas they can hit pretty hard. Though he doesn't have the lowest defense. I think Kuroken actually has the lowest defense, but Kuroken has a little higher resilience. Yeah, these guys can be kind of a pain. Maybe I should have cast Padfoot. Oh well. Whatever. These guys are susceptible to like Kafrizzle, Kasizzle, but it doesn't work all the time. I think you can use Kaboom on them. I think they do have some resilience to magic, so... And they don't have that high of a defense, so there's no reason to cast Sap or Kasap on them. Do a little healing here. And we're gonna stop right about here. As you can see, there's the cave that you would take to get, but the cave's not complete, but we're gonna go this way. Here we fight some more skeletons. Insulate, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but Insulate actually does, in this version, does protect you against fire and cold attacks. So with Skelegons, they use chilly breath or freezing breath. They don't use anything too dangerous. But yeah, Insulate will protect you against cold ice breath, which is pretty darn helpful. Because we're going to be coming across some enemies here that like to use ice breath attacks. In the NES version, it was called Barrier, and Barrier only protected you against fire breath attacks. So pretty much, when you came across, like Skelegons or any other enemies that use chilly breath, it didn't protect you like early on. Well, I think in the beginning of the game, like, stuttering. When you go to the Tower of Garuda or Transparency in this version, you can fight Sky Dragons or Salamanders in the NES version, they're called, and they use a chilly breath attack, which can be pretty devastating. Because at that point in the game, you don't have any armor that protects you against breath attacks. You don't have any spells that can protect you against breath attacks. And yeah, well, here we got some liquid metal slimes again, and they're just going to run. Sometimes, despite, depending on what your agility is, sometimes you're faster than them, sometimes you're not. I've had recordings where Akuro and Lollipie, they have the highest agility. There's rounds that Kuro Ken, who I don't even think has 30 agility, attacks before they do. So it's kind of weird. It's almost like it goes based on agility, but then it's random as hell. Here I'm just using Stormlord Sword, Sizzle, Thunderbolt, Blade, Lightning Staff. Yeah, I'm using MP, but I feel like use some multi-targeting. Yeah, chilly breath there. That's not too dangerous, but it hit pretty hard. Some decent experience. We're gonna heal. And we've made it. And welcome to the last village in the game, Rimuldar. If you've ever played Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior, this is one of the first places you can get keys. This is, I think, like the 4th village you visit. But here they got some weapons. The Bastard Sword, which I already purchased. It's the same attack as the Headman's Axe, but better accuracy. Also, you can get the best helmet in the game here, the Great Helm, which costs 35,000 gold. So yeah, save your gold throughout the game. The Sacred Amulet serves as proof of Rubus' abiding love of all mankind. Yeah, we could have came here before we went and rescued Rubus, but in this drawer we find the Words of Wisdom. Another book of Zen, if you will. So if I wanted to, I could go get a second sage. Or I could make Kuro Ken or Sadas into a sage. I am not going to be doing that. Here we get to see the strength. And here we find nothing. Nothing. And Mini Metal number 95 or 6, I think. Here we get a hen's tooth. We're not going to use that. We could probably sell that for gold. It's a rare item, but not worth. The Oriel armor, yeah, it protects the wearer. Yeah, we already have that. So we could have came here before we went to the Tower of Rubus, like I said. Down here, there's kind of a shrine-ish area. Here, there's a priest. I don't think there's anything here. But there's a jail. Weird. No one to really talk to. Nothing really important anyone really tells us. I don't think. None shall defeat the Lord of the Underworld who do not first possess the Sphere of Light. Well, we already have the Sphere of Light. If you did not get the Sphere of Light, if you were playing along, you can go get it now. I would recommend getting it before Zoma's Castle. And it's like, well, how do we get down there where the jail was? But we gotta go that way. But first, let's talk to this guy. Thinkest thou that the thieves most frequent in an item of great value lieth among my belongings there? 'Twas entrusted unto me by the mighty Ortega. So yes, Ortega is here if we haven't figured that out already. If we go up here, there's this jail. The captives thou seest, yeah, sounds like he's lying about something. Behind the Lord of the Underworld's throne lieth a secret stairwell. Yes, we will need to, that'll come important later, but we search by his table, we find another mini-medal. Sorry. Somebody's outside chiseling snow. Yeah, it snowed here a couple days ago here in Minnesota, so. But anyways, we go around the end of around here to this door. We go in here, open this chest, and we find a recovery ring. I'm not going to be using this. I think it recovers HP per step, but it really doesn't affect any of your stats or anything. So, but anyways, there's another thing here. If we go and talk to this woman, there's a woman there. If we talk to her, saying her husband said not the outermost part of town. Now, I was here before. I should have not done this before. But if you go over here, there's her husband. And if you tell him where his wife is, he gives you a hint about about the Sage's Stone. The Sage's Stone is something we can't acquire yet. I'm just checking to see if there's anything hidden. There's not. And if we go in here, there's a couple things we can search. And here we can find a Seed of Wisdom. Nothing. What I might look upon a magic key. Yes, he wants to see a magic key, but yet we can't give him our magic key. That's what I'm gonna try to do here. I'm like, well, here. But yeah, it doesn't let you. It's like you can't even go. He's like, oh, you have a magic key, may I see? And it's like, no, might look upon a magic key. That comes to a reference for Dragon Quest. Here we find another mini medal. I think that's mini medal number 97, I think. But yeah, that's all we can do in Rimuldar. And I think before I end today's episode, we're going to head back to, well, maybe I'll rest at the inn here. Or did I check this? Did I check that in the inn? No. Well, let me rest here. It's cheap, 80 gold. That's not bad. But, alright, good morning, good night's sleep. We're actually going to head back. We're going to do one thing. We have 97 mini medals. Let's head back to Alahan. If I can find my Chimera wings. There we go. I used to call them Chibera, but it's Chimera. But yeah, let's go turn in some mini medals. Oh, you brought some. There you are. We're up to 97. Many thanks. In a moment, yep, you hit 95. Here's a Blessed Bikini. Blessed Bikini, probably I think I would consider the second best armor in the game for a female. For a female, no matter what class, any female can equip it. Yeah, it's 23 more than the Magic Bikini. The Blessed Bikini is also like the Oreo armor, I believe, and you recover 1 HP per step. So yeah, words of wisdom. I'm just going to clean up some stuff here. But in the next episode, we have one more area to explore. And that's just south of Rimuldar. And with that, once we go there, we'll be getting what we need. And then after that, we'll be heading to Zoma's Castle. But that we'll be doing in the next episode. This has been Super Mustache Pika. Have a nice day.